Hearing, a building block to talking. For your child to speak and communicate verbally, she needs a few things in place, like hearing. Hearing is one of the most important building blocks for effective oral communication. To most of us, it is absolutely effortless. Unlike talking, which develops over years through a series of changes, hearing begins to develop in the womb. It is a part of an incredibly complex system that involves tiny bones and cells in the ear and neural pathways to the brain. And if your child's auditory system is not working fully, many of her communication abilities can be compromised. Difficulty hearing can have an impact on social interaction and academic performance in children. Good hearing brings about timely speech and language development, everything from mastering correct pronunciation to learning proper grammar to laying the groundwork for reading. Your child's ability to hear can have a profound effect on his listening comprehension and his behavior. This includes being able to follow directions and pay attention to the teacher in school. Parents have a lot to look out for in terms of kids' hearing issues. According to the National Institutes of Health, between 2 and 3 kids of every 1,000 children are born either deaf or with a hearing loss. And hearing issues can lurk even when you do not expect them. More than 90% of deaf babies are born to hearing parents. In addition, some kids develop hearing loss as they get older. According to the American Speech-Language Hearing Association, 2 in every 100 children have experienced some sort of hearing loss. Children may get ear infections, suffer accidents, or lose some hearing as a result of a separate underlying health condition. But the good news is that medical advances have made it far easier for parents to address their child's hearing needs. We have more and better tools to detect hearing loss at even the earliest stages of life, and we have great methods to ensure that our babies and toddlers can truly hear us, even if it seems like they're always tuning us out. In addition, parents also have a range of corrective devices, therapies, and surgeries available to them. In this chapter, we will help empower all parents to understand if their child suffers hearing loss, with the goal of making sure their kids are great communicators. What's hearing, anyway? Hearing, simply defined, is the ability to detect sound. Sound is the occurrence of vibration of air particles. For a person or a thing to make a sound, a particular event must occur, like using your vocal cords or plucking strings on a guitar. This, in turn, causes tiny air particles to vibrate. Sounds can be emitted at different frequencies, the rate at which vibration occurs over a period of time, depending on how big the vibrating object is. We interpret frequency as the highness or lowness of the sound, or pitch. For example, men's vocal cords vibrate slower than women's vocal cords because they are bigger, and men's voices typically have a lower pitch in comparison to women's voices. The frequency of sound is measured in hertz, Hz. We can perceive sounds ranging from 20 hertz, very low-frequency sounds like those made by a pipe organ, to 20,000 hertz, very high-frequency sounds like the buzz of a mosquito. When we speak, we emit sounds that are high, middle, and low frequency, even in the space of one sentence. You might not realize it, but when you utter a few simple words like, "My name is Sarah," you are speaking in frequencies as low as 100 hertz and as high as 12,000 hertz. Your child needs to be able to perceive a variation of frequencies to adequately hear important differences in speech sounds. The intensity of sound is measured in decibels, dB. Most people can hear very quiet sounds like whispering, which tends to clock in at around 20 to 30 decibels, and feel pain when hearing very loud sounds like a jackhammer, which is usually at about 130 to 140 decibels.